hard.
But those documents specifically name you as being buying things with campaign funds.
And again, it's my responsibility. It's my account, and didn't have as much visibility on my personal finances as I should have.
So you didn't have a lot of personal visibility. Do you deny there's any wrongdoing?
That's not a crime.
No, yeah, and we're not. Once again, folks, this is a good story for everybody. There's nothing illegal about being poor. Okay? I don't think there's anything illegal about not having money in your bank account, right? That has nothing to do with what they're alleging in this. Okay? I did nothing illegal. It's been 2 years again. I paid it off before my last election. I did my own audit. I self-reported, and then I paid back what I owed the campaign based off an objective audit 2 years ago. So they've had 2.5 years to do this. They did it at the last possible moment before this election. They're trying to win this election. They're trying to beat Trump in the press and not with the election. They're trying to do the same thing to me. That's a new way that Democrats do politics.
Are you concerned about losing the House in that situation causing an impeachment?
No.
Good.
Hey guys, so what we're doing here now, I think I've answered enough questions.
Well,
thanks for being here.
You said there's nothing illegal about being poor.
Hold on a second. Let him thank his wounded warriors here. He's got a ton of them. They've been waiting here so Dave, say a word or two to them, and then you can go back to this.
There's nothing, like you said, illegal about being poor, but the FEC isn't saying that. They're saying that what is illegal is having an expenditure that was personal, billed to your campaign finance account.
I've never used my campaign for personal expenditures, ever.
And then they say on top of that, multiple times, we're talking scores of times, there are dozens of specific allegations in this 45-page, 48-page.
They've had 2 years with going back to my college emails. That's what the U.S. government does. They literally went back to the 1990s to my college email address, so they have everything. Just because they put that in their indictment doesn't make it so.
The indictment goes back to 2009.
Don't believe the hype.
But it goes back to 2009.
It's the U.S. government trying to make you look bad. That's what they're doing to me. And I don't buy it. So you can ask whatever questions you want based off a false premise of them using all their efforts and all their resources trying to get a politician out of office without having an election. That's what they do now.
So you were
saying, guys, hold on 1 second. He's got to say goodbye to his wounded warriors. They're all standing here waiting for this. Say a word or two to your wounded guys before they take off here.
Okay.
But you never then use campaign funds.
I've never used campaign funds for personal purchases, ever.
And never tries to mischaracterize those expenses.
No way.
Did you take a trip to Italy and try to get a tour of a naval base?
Yes.
And when you didn't get that, did you say F the Navy when that didn't?
I don't know, but I was in the United States Marine Corps. I'm sure I've said something of that sort at some point in time.
And so you say you've never used any of your campaign funds for personal purchases.
Correct.
The U.S. Attorney's obviously done their investigation. They say you have. Can you prove that you've used personal funds?
We're going to court.
So you think you'll be able?
And I'm going to win in court and win my election, and we'll see where we are, right?
Have you talked to your wife about this?
And let the American people, but let the people decide here too. What the government likes to do is take away the power from the people to have an election. So let's have an election. Let's go to trial. Then you can all see that, and we'll see who wins.
Did you ask your
wife
treasurer?
Named in this? Have you had a chance to talk to your wife about that?
Yeah, I've been busy the last couple of days actually.
So
with this. Now, I would have liked to have got up this morning. Yeah, I've talked to her.
What has she said about this? What's her?
It's not. I've got 3 kids, right? I've got a 17-year-old son and two girls. This is obviously hard for them, right?
The indictment says
it's hard for them.
That you asked your treasurer to give your wife a campaign credit card. Did you do that?
Yes, my wife was my campaign manager.
Well, this is before she was your campaign manager. Early on, that you asked that
because she was doing stuff here, so that is true. Because she bought stuff here for when we did stuff like this. Just like today's event, somebody bought the pancakes for this morning's event, right? And she was that person at that point in time.
It looks like after 2016, there's no more accusations on there. Did you change the way you purchased things after 2016, or the way you bought things? Or
yeah, we had a different campaign staff after 2016.
The indictment also lists instances where your treasurer had allegedly raised red flags. And you mentioned something about it looks like you're trying to create a paper trail. Were there red flags raised along the way that, hey, like the spending?
No.
Never.
No, not to me. No.
And how come
this was a surprise to me too. I found out about this from my own audits, from my own reports, and I self-reported. This is 2 years ago, before the last election, when I paid this back.
You talking about the video game?
That was 2 years ago. Well, it was that and some other stuff too, right? That falls under the FEC. I did that 2 years ago. It's right before the election time. That's why this is happening. That's it.
But I believe they say that you knowingly false.
Of course they said that. This is the Department of Justice that we're watching on TV lie, show how political they are, show their corruption. Thanks to Congress, the American people are welcome for that. This is the same DOJ. The Department of Justice right now, unfortunately, is more political than politicians are, and that's the lay of the land. No, there's no Trump appointee here in San Diego right now.
But they're getting convictions.
So no, they're not getting convictions.
Manafort? I mean, people.
Oh, you mean in general? So the acting U.S. attorney was Alana Robinson, okay, who attended the Hillary Clinton fundraiser for free on a work day as a U.S. attorney, as the acting U.S. attorney that started my investigation. And Emily Allen, who's a prosecutor, was at the same fundraiser. And their excuse, no, truly, the U.S. attorney's excuse for being at the Hillary Clinton fundraiser was to provide security for the candidate. They were getting pictures with Hillary Clinton. So I have partisan Democrat prosecutors coming after me, and that should worry everybody. Whether you're Democrat, Republican, or nothing, you shouldn't have politics entered into our law enforcement system. And that's what's happened now with Trump and with me. And I'm sure it's going to play out more with other people.
Congressman, is there anything you want to say to the constituents that are just seeing you go through this process?
I'm still working for you, and people know what I've done. I'm still going to work hard for them, and that's what I'm doing. You can see what the government's been doing in the last year and a half, at least I think. Congress has laid bare the partisanship and the politicization of the U.S. Justice Department. There is nobody overseeing the U.S. Justice Department except for other Justice Department people. There is no oversight. And what you get with that is a runaway Justice Department that tries to unseat a sitting president because they didn't like him. They don't like Trump, and tries to unseat a sitting congressman like me. They don't like me. That should be apparent to all of you. And they don't like me here in San Diego, at least the local paper, but my constituents, they get to have a vote, which is good. And that's what we asked for. We asked for a trial, and we asked for a vote coming up in November. And we'll see whether the people win or the law enforcement Democrat system wins.
And the chair of the San Diego County Republican Party said, let's not jump to any conclusions here. It seems like you're jumping to conclusions.
There's no trial yet.
I mean, it seems like you're already jumping to conclusions saying that the FBI, or not the FBI, that the
because
DOJ...
I know what I've done. And I know that the DOJ they knew what happened in my case about a year and 8 months ago. Okay?
So why did they bring up this investigation?
To wait till right now, right before the election, to unseat a Republican in a strong Republican seat. That's why.
The DOJ is politically motivated?
Yes. Are you joking? The DOJ is politically motivated. They're going to slam this thing in right now. They could have done this in the last two years. Right?
Congressman, you said that you haven't done anything illicit in terms of campaign funds. What about your wife?
Yeah, that's not my place to call here.
So your wife, then you're saying it's an open possibility that she's responsible.
Hey, Dee, come on and thank these guys. They've been waiting in the sun here for a long time.
I'm going to go. Thank you.
Thanks.
Mr. Hunter, we got to swear up in here. Is there anything?
Yeah. What they've done is taken a bunch of legitimate campaign expenses and just tossed them all in and said these are all illegal. But that's what they do.
And was there a frustration between? Is there any discrepancy between?
They never talked to me. In 2 years, the Department of Justice has never called me, never talked to me by phone, and never asked me a single question. This was set up to be like this from the very beginning. And it upsets me because I trust in the system. I went and fought for the country. I believe in the system. The system fails here.
What about the two football games? Were those both campaign events?
They were. The ones in Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, massive campaign events.
Hey, Dee.
In what way?
Dee, you gave them a lot of questions.
Raising money off of doing
let's not have a deep seance with this gentleman.
Okay.
You got to get over and help your guy.